Well, I know some of you don't worry about this anymore. Wait a minute. Scratch that. Reverse it. I know I don't worry about this anymore, but I know some of you do. Why yawn? Oh, it's a broken record. I weighed in again this morning at, I think it was 87.9. Let me double check. It'll take me just a couple of seconds here. I know you love when I do this, right? Yeah, 87.9. 193 pounds. Boring. I've been this way since January. I eat between 3,000 and 4,000 calories a day, if not more. Can't gain an ounce. So I know a lot of people like the idea of weight because that's why I started doing keto in the first place. Transitioned into a ketovore, and now I'm pretty much 99% carnivore. No fruits, no veg. Obviously no sugars and grains, processed foods, yellow seed oils, that kind of thing. I eat only about 9 things. I have a video back. You can look at it where I tell you the 9 things that I eat. I told you yesterday about the 36 or 37 things that I had to give up when I gave up eating pizza and all that noxious garbage. But there was a movie that came out, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, because I took another long walk today, 5 miles, about 8 kilometers. And it took me an hour and, I don't remember, 45 minutes maybe. But it's up and down, hilly, pretty good walk. And I think the movie was called Super Size Me or something like that. This guy went around all these fast food places. And whenever they said, "Would you like to supersize that today?" He had to say yes. And after 30 days of eating fast food, he wound up with fatty liver and a bunch of other things. Now, I have a question for you guys, because this is what it did to me, but I want to ask you first. What do you think? As a matter of fact, put it in the comments so that everybody kind of can see your answers, because I think everyone thought this. How many of you thought it was the extra beef patty that went ahead and was the bad thing, the extra saturated fats? I thought that when I saw this. I said, "Oh, you got fatty liver because when you supersize it, you doubled the meat. That's what did it." No, friends. As a matter of fact, I'm telling this story to tell you this one, that all I've eaten is fatty meat and eggs and butter for about the last year. And I don't think I look too fat. As a matter of fact, I will stand up just so that you guys, because you always see me from just a, and this is me, all right, from the side, okay? And I'm not holding it in. I mean, if I push it out, I'm pushing, and it's uncomfortable. I mean, I have to kind of stand like this, all right? My arms and my foldy skin and everything. Here's my back. I guess I could give a full body view, but I think you get the idea. I've been wearing, obviously, this SFA shirt for a few videos of mine. And I can actually push in and suck in on my visceral cavity, and I can, just over my belly button, I can feel my artery, my aorta, as it goes down, and then it'll eventually branch out into my legs. I can actually feel that pulse. I can now see my pulse in my neck. I can see my pulse in my wrist. And it's very hard to find my pulse now because my blood pressure is so low. It really is. Yeah, I can find it better in my left wrist than my right wrist. There it is. It's very weak. I have a very weak pulse now. But yet I can walk 5 miles without having eaten for like the last, 20 hours. So again, let me tell you what really caused this kid's fatty liver. Number one, French fries are probably the worst food. Coffee, let me see if I can get it there without spilling it. Yeah, a little bit. I'm already a third down on my goal to getting rid of my coffee. Tastes better and better. What a drug addict. Bad me. All right, so French fries are the worst food you can eat. Now, they used to be a little better. Well, let's say less bad. In the old days when they used to actually cook them in tallow. But today they just cook them in yellow oils because they're cheap. And that's going to inflame you. The actual taking of the starch of the potato and frying it is actually another evil poison that your body has to manage. So French fries, definitely out. And but don't salt them. Whatever. Salt was probably the best thing you could have done for those damn things. And you needed the salt because your body obviously likes salt, or you wouldn't crave it. But it's not a drug problem. It's actually a sodium problem. And how about that supersized drink with high fructose corn syrup? Now, less bad, really, literally. If you go to like H-E-B and some Kroger stores and whatever, they'll sell pure cane sugar. That's less bad than the high fructose corn syrup they're adding. Cane sugar is less bad than honey, less bad than agave. Right? These guys all have a lot of fructose in them, which is the only way to get rid of that is in your liver, and you may as well drink because at least you can get drunk. Yay, the same damage happens. Don't believe me, just keep doing what you're doing. And by the time you're in your 60s, you're going to go, oh, he was right. Too late. It's too late. Sorry. Bad me again. Sorry. And then the bread. The bread was totally processed. The actual sesame seeds, I don't even think they roasted them, which would have been a step up. And then the mayonnaise, which is loaded with seed oils. The ketchup, loaded with sugar. I'm thinking specifically about a Whopper. In this case, the meat was good, and who cares if you fried it? Matter of fact, broiling it was worse because they dripped all the fat out of it. At least when you fried it, you kept all the saturated fat. I mean, it was horrible meat to begin with, but ... the saturated fat would have been better. So definitely fry, don't broil. And then what else? They have lettuce and tomato, obviously from the lowest bidder, and I'm sure that was all full of pesticides. But again, it's less bad having eaten the veg. And the cheese, I get my yellow cheese from Costco, and I looked at it, and it's actually got whole milk and the cheese culture. There's no seed oils in this stuff, so it's actually pretty damn good. And the annatto coloring is achiote. I use that here in Mexico. Cochinita pibil, that red color. It's delicious when you mix it with a little bit of sour orange juice and whatnot. Achiote won't hurt you. It's a natural coloring. It's not artificial. There's no, artificial red, artificial blue, none of that. They actually use achiote powder, which is obviously zero carb, zero cal, zero nothing. There's nothing. So the best thing you could have done with your burger, fries, and a Coke was just eat the burger, and less bad was the cheese. Less bad was the lettuce and the tomato. But if you ask for like 4 doubles of those, so you're eating 8 patties and 8 cheeses and a bunch of lettuce and your salad, so to speak, if they gave you just pure vinegar, go ahead, vinegar and salt. Wonderful. That would have been absolutely delicious. The mustard would have been good if it's regular pure mustard, just ground mustard seed, vinegar, turmeric, and salt. If that's all the mustard was, and that's all it should be, you would be okay with mustard. But that's not it. So again, we all thought, oh, it's the saturated fat in the beef that's causing the problem. Guys, if that's true, that's all I've eaten is saturated fat beef. And pork here and there, chicken with the skin, lots of wings. I love wings. And some fatty fish from time to time. Matter of fact, I think I will crack open a can today. I kind of feel like I need a little salmon. So I'm going to have salmon. I'm going to have a little over a pound of beef patties at probably closer to 40% fat. And I'm not going to cook them to death, so the inside's going to be pretty crude. I'm going to use my cheese, but at 11 o'clock, in about 55 minutes from now, I'm going to go ahead and eat a 6-egg omelet with bacon and more cheese. Yum. I liked the cheddar, so I think I'm going to use the cheddar. And I'll use the yellow cheese for my burgers. We have some leftover steak that I had made for them, the carbaholics. No, Isabel's doing real good. And I did make some chicharrón prensado in green sauce. The green sauce is like a condiment, so it's also really good. So if I'm still hungry and I'm having a craving, because I've also gotten rid of all chocolate chips. I've decided during St. Martin's fast, I'm not doing any carbs whatsoever. To the best of my ability. Matter of fact, I will make myself some ice cream, but I will not add the sugar. It'll just be the cream, the egg, and the vanilla extract. And the 4 grams of sugar that comes naturally in the whipping cream, all right, that's sweet enough for me now. You'd be amazed at how your palate changes. I mean, you give me a donut, and I'd be like, I don't even, wakala, yuck. I don't know how you guys put that shit down. I really don't. I really, at this point in my life, I mean, I did when I was an addict, absolutely, but no more, man. So anyway, for those of you who needed my weight, there you go, 193 pounds. Been that way for the last 11 and a half months. I've been virtual carnivore now. I'll just call myself carnivore. You know what? 3 or 4% here and there, a piece of cake, whatever, over the year. So I've been carnivore for a year. I've been on this regimen for almost over 500 days. And I really started this whole thing 3 years ago, back in November 2019. Maybe I'll post that video so that you can see kind of where I was 3 years ago, where I am today. Not only in morphology, but in my ideas, my how you lose weight, what you have to do, what you don't have to do, and all that kind of stuff. So, I really should be drinking so that you can see where all my kids and all my money goes for their degrees and whatnot. So anyway, that's the cup I'm drinking out of. Okay, you guys have a great weekend. I'm going to try to do a video Sunday, because that'll be my 555th day on low to no carb. All right, guys, so we'll chat with you again later. Have a good weekend. Be well.